It was a dark and stormy night.
I found you, you motherfucker! You're not gonna make me keep drinking blood like you have for the past week!
How did you get in here? How did you find this room?
I found the door handle, and I knew it led to you with my blood-drinking powers that you've imbued me with.
No, that wasn't... No, I made you eat nails. I made you eat...
You made me drink blood.
And I made you drink connector fluid.
Eating the nails made me drink blood. My own blood.
I know what happened.
What happened?
Everything meshed together and it gave you superpowers so you can track me down.
I don't have superpowers.
Then how did you know?
It was just an instinct.
How did you know
I have
to look
very
for the
strong
doorknob?
intuition.
How did you know to look for the doorknob behind the bookcase on the second floor stairwell?
Intuition.
No.
I got it from my mother. God rest her soul. You're not supposed to laugh.
Hey, Silversaint.
You can't even say the words right. You say it like this. A Silversaint.
And Sebastian Castellanos.
Eat Wendy's.
Hello, welcome to A Horror Console, your weekly podcast where we talk about spooks, scares, frights, and stuff that terrorized us during the week. My name is Chris the Ripper, and with me is my horrifying co-host and wife, Karen the Butcher.
I'm over it. I'm so over it. It's almost Christmas. What the fuck?
I mean, you know the I Miss You song by Blink-182 will have Halloween on Christmas.
Oh my god.
It's not Christmas, it's Thanksgiving.
Oh my god. It's Christmas. Next Thursday will be Thanksgiving, and everything before and after is Christmas. Everything. If you don't agree, then you're just wrong.
I mean, I don't hate that idea, but Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday.
Only because you get to eat so much.
Of course. What better holiday is there than just eat till your ass explodes?
Oh my gosh, that's the worst way to put it. Oh, now I'm just picturing asses exploding.
Eat enough cranberry and turkey because the turkey's so dry.
Oh my god, you're terrible.
I mean, it's true. It's not good turkey. Unless I make it, then it's delicious. So, it's the last fucking episode
horror month that we never did.
Yes, because
we fail at life.
I promised that we were going to cover.
You did, and this is the one promise you're making us uphold.
Okay, so here's the thing. When we started horror month, your first book that you were going to review was going to be Empire of the Vampire. You said that.
I said that every week.
You said that every week.
I'm going to review Empire of the Vampire this week.
Yep. And then I said that I was going to do The Evil Within 2.
Yeah.
Which I kind of struggled a little bit with that game. We'll get into it in games and stuff. But I'm glad we did it. I'm glad we covered it. We're going to get it over and done with because for next year's horror month, I have a shit ton of stuff that I want to go through.
I ain't got nothing planned.
And I didn't want to carry over The Evil Within 2 to next year. Hopefully we get an Evil Within 3 announcement, and that would make me happy because I kind of really like this series. But we did watch something this week that
was horrifyingly boring.
It was
fitting for horror month.
Oh my god! It was such a good, terrible movie. It wasn't terrible.
That's a good way to put it, but it wasn't good.
It wasn't great. It was okay. They focused on the wrong areas.
The beginning was terrible.
Oh, so long.
I was ready to leave the theater for multiple reasons. It was hot as fuck in there.
It was.
Like to the point that my heart rate alert kept going off on my watch because I was so overheated and anxious and just upset in general because there was this crazy ass mother on the row behind us with all of her demon children who were running around and screaming and squealing and singing happy birthday and losing their minds and ruining the entire experience for everyone. Everyone.
What movie did we watch?
Eternals.
The Eternals.
Is it The Eternals or
think
just
so.
Eternals?
I think it's D.
I thought it was Eternals.
I don't care. It's not a great movie.
No.
Get this
it's
from
far
Redbox.
it.
Just rent it on Redbox and watch it.
Don't even rent it on Redbox. Wait until it's free on Disney Plus. There's no point in spending any sort of money on this thing. None.
It wasn't terrible. It wasn't good. Now, Black Widow was bad.
It was real bad.
That
all
was
around.
bad. This movie had good moments.
Yeah, I did. Parts of it were humorous when we got to the Bollywood numbers. Don't want to put too many spoilers out there because this is still in theaters.
What's his name?
Kumail
Nanjiani?
Something like that. He's hilarious.
He was great.
His whole part of the movie and his assistant is fucking funny.
Great.
It is so funny.
And
If you could just
Gilgamesh?
take that out and make his own little Bollywood movie, yeah.
Gilgamesh was great.
Gilgamesh was great. Angelina Jolie was not unlikable.
No, she wasn't unlikable. But I don't like the subplot that they gave her with her.
Wait, don't spoil anything.
It's not a spoiler. With her, what's it called? Lack of what is it? Shit. What's the thing where you feel about yourself and you think you're inadequate?
Self-worth issues, self-esteem.
Self-esteem. Yeah, the whole things with the self-esteem thing, they were unnecessary.
Lots of elements of this movie are unnecessary. There are like 5 plot lines, and half of them don't make any sense at all and are 100% pointless.
Did you notice?
Pointless.
Did you notice as well that everywhere they went, they just walked very slowly?
Yes, they're so dramatic and quiet, and all of the people just look at them in all of their Power Ranger colors. They look like Power Rangers.
So,
And it's just so melodramatic.
yeah,
And stupid.
I feel like this movie tried to not rip off, but it tried to one up Justice League.
Yeah, they failed.
And the action sequences were better, but goddamn, this movie was not great.
Do you know what plot line this is supposed to advance, or is it new plot lines? Nothing that we've seen.
New plot
I
line.
see. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes a lot more sense. I mean, obviously, we see someone who's related to someone that we know, but is dead. So,
Yeah.
what's the point?
Yeah, I think it's like a new plot line. I think everything other than Spider-Man coming out is going to be a new plot line.
If you go see it in theaters, just know that there are 2 post-credit scenes that you need to wait for.
I am dying to know what the fuck happened with the second one.
The second
I
one?
really want to know about
I'm
that.
glad at least that it was that and not something else, just not even addressing it. I'm glad they addressed it, but it's still a teaser.
Yeah. There's
Fucking tease.
there's
They're both just really big teases that you can't even get excited about because you don't get it. Like, it's nothing that you're familiar with yet.
Yeah.
Like, you know how...
I mean, I feel like those teasers...
Seeing the post-credit scene after Venom, we're so excited when we saw that, and we see this, and we're just like, what?
So-
What?
I feel like those post-credit scenes were for like the hardcore Marvel nerds.
Yeah, we're not those people.
No. No. The Marvel that I know is very
We are people who
basic
sat there and
vanilla.
watched trailers, and you were the only person who knew who Morbius was.
Yeah.
The rest of us had no
And I
fucking
only
clue,
know-
have never heard of.
The only reason I know about Morbius is because of the 1990 Spider-Man cartoon show. Because he was like a bad guy in
Oh, I see.
that. Yeah.
I see.
So, I don't know. But I did eat something that I still don't know how I feel about it. I ate the Burger King spicy chicken sandwich.
It looked decent in your photos.
It looked pretty great. It looks amazing in photos. It photographs very well.
It's an influencer's dream.
But it's a weird sandwich texturally. So the chicken, obviously, crunchy because they fry it. They basically dredge a chicken breast and fry it in whatever. It's not a pre-made, pre-frozen, already fried chicken thingy. But
Thingy.
there's so many weird textures going on with it that were incredibly confusing because they weren't really off-putting. First off, it's a crispy chicken breast on a brioche bun. It's covered in what looks like sauce, but it feels like oil.
What?
So chicken fire.
Yeah.
When before they put the powder on top, the spices and whatever on top, they dip it in a spicy oil first. It looks like they did that, but then the bun they put it on is a brioche bun, which is great, sweet bun to help with the fire. They put a shit ton of mayonnaise on top of it, which was
Burger King is notorious for a shit ton of mayonnaise on everything.
It was weird. The whole mayonnaise thing was weird, but the weirdest thing about this sandwich was the pickle.
Why was it the weirdest?
Okay, so the pickle is about as thick as 2 quarters stacked on top of each other.
What?
So it's very thick, hefty pickle, and
It's a pickle wedge, not a pickle slice.
almost. And it just when I bit into it, I don't know if it was that it was just sitting in the bag for too long because I went and picked it up and then I came home and ate it. But it was weird. It was kind of like rubbery. It didn't have a snap.
Ew.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. And then biting into it and it feeling rubbery, and then the chicken you get like crunchy, and then it feels rubbery again because the chicken for some reason didn't fry it. It fried well, but for some reason it just became rubbery. But it was juicy. It wasn't dry. And then the mayonnaise and the sauce was just weird. It was spicy, but it was almost, it felt like spicy oil. It didn't feel like, a sauce.
It looks pretty oily in the photo now that I think about it.
It wasn't terrible. It wasn't great.
It was like the Eternals.
It was, yes.
Go watch Eternals while you eat the spicy chicken
Sandwich. Yeah, and then
you'll have a parallel experience.
See, but the thing is, Eternals, you'll be like, okay, and then the chicken sandwich, you're like, I don't know how I feel about this. I kind of want to try it again. I want to try the regular one because it might be good. It might just be that it sat in the bag too long while I got from Burger King over here.
You can count me out of going with you to taste it.
Why?
I don't like Burger King. I refuse to eat Burger King.
So if I had to give this a rating, it would be a meh.
It's pretty bad.
It wasn't okay. It wasn't garbage. And it wasn't garbage because it actually wasn't bad. The bread was really good.
Sounds more confusing than anything else.
It's excessively confusing. Those textures were very confusing. They weren't off-putting. They were just, I don't know what the hell is going on in my mouth. I'm not sure if I like it or hate
a grease bomb on brioche.
With a rubber pickle. Felt like instead of a pickle, they just put a condom in there.
Oh, no. With all that oiliness. Oh.
Pickle flavored condom.
No, thank you. You know that's probably a thing.
It probably is. Just like the lightsaber ones. You also ate something weird.
Oh my God. I decided to be ambitious. I've been wanting to make the TikTok 60 clove garlic soup for months now. The first time I saw it, I sent it to him. I was like, let's make this. And then we never bought the stuff. I finally convinced him to let me get the stuff to make it. And oh my God, the regrets I have. That was one of the worst things I've ever tasted.
Wait. Before you continue, in my defense, the only reason why I don't let you buy stuff to try to do stuff.
Because you think I'm a bad cook?
No, it's because I always end up cooking it or fixing it for you because you start going like, it's weird. There's something missing. I fucked up. I don't know what's going on. And I have to go
doctor it.
And just keep trying and altering and twisting and putting stuff in it until it actually tastes good. So that's the main reason why I didn't want to let you buy the stuff for that.
The garlic smelled just phenomenal while it was roasting in the oven. I mean, I love roasted garlic, and it smelled so fucking good.
It did smell really good when I came here from work.
But you put onion in it and potatoes, and it tasted like onion milk. That's what the end result tasted like. It was more onion than garlic. Way more onion than garlic. And it was atrocious. Nor did it make very much. We're pretty hefty eaters. And if it had tasted good, it would not have been anywhere near enough. Nowhere near enough. was like, man, we should have gotten like some bacon to crumble on top of this or something.
Except instead of bacon, you got, what is it, rosemary extract, rosemary oil?
I got rosemary infused olive oil because I thought it would. Hey, I mean, the soup called for like garnishing with rosemary. So I
garnishing, not putting oil in it.
You know, I would never succeed on Chopped, okay?
You know what we're going to do with that rosemary olive oil?
What?
We're going to throw it in the garbage.
Oh my gosh. You could put it on some bread and bake it or something. I don't know.
It's not good.
$4 down the drain.
It's not good. Rosemary is not good on anything.
Oh.
I mean, it's a good aromatic.
Hash House A Go-Go would argue differently.
Hash House A Go.
We should go back to House A Go-Go to review for the podcast and talk about how much fucking rosemary they put on every fucking thing under the fucking sun.
You know what we should do when we go there?
What?
We should order our food and tell them to put the rosemary on the side. That way we can actually take a picture of how much fucking rosemary they put in their food.
A mountain of rosemary.
Oh my God. Like they do chicken and waffles, right? And it's really good chicken and it's a good waffle.
Don't taste like nothing but rosemary.
They skewer the whole thing top to bottom with a giant sprig of rosemary and everything just
It's ridiculous. It looks like a fucking Christmas tree.
It just gets contaminated.
Chicken waffle.
It's so bad.
Oh, I remember that crab cake sandwich I had that first time. The crab cake was amazing, but holy cow, there's rosemary everywhere.
Like you bite into it and you pull something out like, crabs have bones? Oh wait, no.
It's a sprig of rosemary. Yeah, we'll definitely have to add that to the garbage list.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Even though we know it's going to be bad.
It's
not bad food. It would be so fucking good if they didn't put if they just put no rosemary on anything. It would be really good.
Yeah, we just gotta, I'm guessing they do French toast and they put rosemary.
Oh, please.
Jesus Christ, no.
Anyway, moving on.
Take it away.
Moving on. I fail in the kitchen.
Who is Fluffy McWhiskers?
Oh my gosh. So a couple weeks ago, I reviewed a children's book on my Bookstagram. I'd seen somebody else talk about the beautiful art style of the illustration, so I requested it from the library. I read it. It was a piece of garbage, and I reviewed it. And Simon & Schuster contacted me and were like, oh my gosh, you like to read children's books? Let us send you children's books. They have sent me like 5. You know what I'm talking about.
Wait. Before you go, what score did you give it?
The one that I reviewed that they saw me review, 2 stars. And they are now a 2-star review. They're sending me boxes and boxes and boxes of children's books. I mean, I have way more children's books than I know what to do with. Good thing my sister doesn't listen to the podcast to know, because my niece and nephew are probably definitely going to get some of these.
Some social media intern or manager or whatever looked at the picture and said, oh, let's send this person a bunch of
Didn't
books.
read what I wrote about it. Oh, gosh. So yeah, it's almost like every day there's a new kids book from Simon & Schuster waiting for me.
Maybe that's a sign for you to write a children's book.
Oh gosh, don't let Granny hear you say that.
Luna and Pugsley.
Oh, that's going to make me cry.
It would be so much fun.
Well, let me just tell you about Fluffy McWhiskers.
And it should be a story like Homeward Bound.
Oh, they're lost or trying to find us. Oh God, my heart. A little you and a little me.
And yes, you look like Pugsley and I look like Luna.
Oh.
And
okay, stop. Don't put any more of this out into the world. We're gonna have our ideas stolen.
The thing is that it's like Homeward Bound.
Stop.
But inside the apartment.
Okay, stop.
They're trying to find us and we're in the other room.
Oh my gosh, stop. Anyway, so Fluffy McWhiskers, that is what I said it was called,
Fluffy
right?
McWhiskers.
Okay, so this one came with like a little maze and some stickers and stuff. I was like, okay, this is a big PR campaign for this little kid's book. And I was just sitting on the couch today after doing all of my cleaning. I was like, you know what? I'm going to finally read one of these books. And it was the closest one to me. I picked it up and it is the cutest story ever. So Fluffy McWhiskers is a cat The cutest cat ever. So cute that when you look at her, you explode. And she gets really sad because all of her friends are exploding. So she tries to go to space to get away from everyone, but she encounters an alien ship where everyone explodes because even aliens think she's cute. So then she finds a deserted island where
And she
finally
finds Tom Hanks.
There is a nod to Castaway because
She looks at the volleyball
she plays
and the volleyball
volleyball
explodes.
by herself. And then one day she hears a bark somewhere on the island and she goes to hide, so afraid she's going to explode this one other soul on the island. And then boom, the dog doesn't explode. No, the dog does not explode because he's the cutest dog ever, and he's a pug.
Why?
And they
oh my God, it would have been so
together in
funny if both of them
happiness.
explode at the same time from how cute they both
At
are.
the very end of the book, some little like animal cruise goes by the island and everybody on the cruise ship explodes. It's so fucking cute. It's so cute. You're gonna have to read it. It's so adorable.
Maybe that could be the first book I ever review on the podcast.
Yes, Fluffy McWhiskers.
Explode all the
I
animals.
read it in like 5 minutes. It's so cute.
Oh my God. Oh, that's cute. That's adorable. You know what's adorable?
Luna,
Her. But
our podcast.
no, our podcast is it's an abomination.
Yeah.
It's like Quasimodo in audible form.
Don't hate on Quasimodo.
It's so bad. Why are you people listening? Seriously, why are you people listening?
Don't turn him away.
All right, so are you ready for Empire of the Vampire?
I guess.
All right, so this is book talk.
So this week's book, or this like last 3 months is this book, is Empire of the Vampire, Empire of the Vampire by J. Kristoff. It was published on September 7th of this year by Harper Voyager. Oh boy. I'll first start out by saying that this book has gotten so many people canceled on Bookstagram, and people are still posting about it just because J. Kristoff was at the center of one of the big problems a couple months ago, maybe even like a year ago now, I don't remember. But basically, he was accused of like cultural appropriation and things of that nature, making fun of Asian cultures and Judaism. I never know how to pronounce that word. Sorry.
So are we gonna get canceled because you're reviewing a book by?
We didn't get canceled when I talked about Harry Potter on like a bajillion other episodes, so hopefully not.
I mean, I don't think any of the.
I feel like everybody hates J.K. Rowling more than they hate anybody else.
Oh, now that you say that, they're doing the Harry Potter reunion special on HBO or
Yes.
whatever, and she's not in it.
Yes. Yes. I mean, honestly, the way I look at it, and I know a lot of people don't agree, is that the Harry Potter empire has grown so much and has become so big
That it's
completely,
transcended.
exactly, it has totally transcended her completely.
Okay, I can see that. And the only way I can see that is it's because it kind of reminds me of the parallel with Dragon Ball Z. It's by Akira Toriyama, but it's become so big and so huge that it's kind of transcended that association with him. But everybody still knows this is made by Akira Toriyama.
Yeah. And the thing is, it does suck that everything still like financially benefits her, like all the movies and merch and stuff like that.
I'm going to tell you something.
What?
People are still going to Universal Studios just because
Exactly. I was there yesterday, and both of those worlds were packed way more than the rest of the park. Way more. My cousin that I was there with, and I actually talked about it, was like, I mean, people might act like they're all high and mighty, on the internet. And I know some people really do stick to their principles. I'm making it sound like I don't have any principles.
I mean, we don't eat Chick-fil-A
But-
because they're fucking garbage.
That's true.
Okay, not the food. The food is not amazing. Like
The
everybody
company
says,
is
but
garbage.
the company is trash. It is fucking.
The CEO is garbage.
They're all garbage.
Yes.
Except the workers. The workers are wonderful people.
Yeah, they are very nice. That makes it hard.
Yeah.
And I know there are probably lots of gay people working there, and the CEO has no idea.
Oh man, that's even worse.
But anyway,
You know, now that we're talking about this, you've obviously I've told you about the whole mess with Blizzard and Activision.
yes.
We're not going to review anything by Activision, and as much as I would love
Oh,
to
you're
talk,
gonna make me feel bad about reviewing this book.
Was-
But Jay Kristoff apologized. I can say at least that for him. J.K. Rowling has not apologized for anything she said. Of
course not.
Nothing.
her money keeps her warm.
He
at night.
apologized, and I did feel like his apology was more sincere than a lot of the ones that we get where it's like, sorry if what I said hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
It's
So,
more like he acknowledged that he fucked up.
as much as I want to talk about Diablo 2,
Yes.
which I bought and I haven't played, I won't because I don't want to promote and condone what the company's doing. I mean, Bobby Kotick is a terrible fucking person to the point that a report came out this week saying that he was aware and he was part of the sexual harassment happening
That's
in
so
the
fucked
company.
up.
And they are calling for him to resign. And it's gotten to the point where the shareholders for Activision and the chairheads sent out memos saying, oh, he's doing everything right. Like, what the fuck? I mean, are you just going to let all your employees fucking drown and be fucking sexually harassed the whole time? It's like, no, fuck you. Do better. You have to do better. If you want a novel console to review your games. But, no, seriously. Do fucking better, Activision.
Very true. Very true. Well, anyway, back to Empire of the Vampire. Let me read to you the description to jog my memory as well as inform you what the book is about.
Oh, boy.
From holy cup comes holy light, the faithful hands set world aright. And in the seven martyrs' sight, mere men shall end this endless night. Mere man, excuse me. It has been 27 long years since the last sunrise. For nearly 3 decades, vampires have waged war against humanity, building their eternal empire even as they tear down our own. Now, only a few tiny sparks of light endure in a sea of darkness. Gabriel de Leon is a Silversaint, a member of a holy brotherhood dedicated to defending realm and church from the creatures of the night. But even the Silver Order couldn't stem the tide once daylight failed us, and now only Gabriel remains. Imprisoned by the very monsters he vowed to destroy, the last Silver Saint is forced to tell his story. A story of legendary battles and forbidden love, of faith lost and friendships won, of the wars of the blood and the forever king, and the quest for humanity's last remaining hope, the Holy Grail. From the New York Times best-selling author of the Nevernight Chronicles, Jay Kristoff, comes the first book of an astonishing illustrated dark fantasy saga. Illustrated my ass. There's a drawing like every 200 pages.
Okay. Is the book written the way that beginning paragraph is written? Because that shit was confusing. I didn't understand anything you said.
No, not really. So it's written... the whole time I was reading it, I saw it as a retelling of the of Interview with a Vampire by Anne Rice.
I see.
It was a movie with Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt.
I know which one you're talking about. And second,
Yes.
this sounds a lot like Blood Rain, an old video game that just got a re-release on Switch and PS4.
I'm pretty sure Mr. Kristoff has been accused of stealing ideas many times, I think.
It also sounds really fucking cool for a video game. Like Blade.
It would probably be a really cool video game.
Sounds like 30 Days of
Oh,
Night with
boy.
a holy order of vampire killers. It sounds awesome.
It's something. It's something. It's really fucking long. Really fucking long. Like 800, 900 pages long. And I'm just going to go ahead and be upfront with you all right now. I gave up. I gave up with like 400 pages to go. I made it that far, but it's so boring. Like nothing was happening. Sure, we get to fight a vampire horde every couple hundred pages. But other than that, like it's just this Gabriel de Leon telling his fucking life story to a vampire who's holding him hostage. As you know, they said he's imprisoned. And the Eternal Night stuff really isn't even that cool. It's mentioned so rarely that I honestly forgot about it most of the time. And I mean, Christoph can write. Like he's not a bad author by any means. But it's like the Eternals. We could have cut like more than half of this book and probably had all the plot points that we needed. I'm really not sure what the plot is at all because we never really got to anything important. I guess there was something mildly important right there where I gave up, but it was just nowhere near intriguing enough to keep me going.
So what was the saying, separate the wheat from the chaff?
I don't know. The wheat from is it shaft? I don't think
It's not shaft. It's shaft.
Shaft.
I
That's
don't know.
not a word, I don't think.
Anyways, so it's like
The wheat from the
I don't know. So it's like they gave you the wheat and the thing they separate off of it in the book. They didn't trim it down.
No,
so
yeah.
They gave you the brisket with all the fat still attached to it.
It's like his editor thinks that he's Sarah J. Maas and he doesn't need to be edited anymore. And then we get hundreds and hundreds of pages of just gobbledygook.
Oh God.
I love Sarah J. Maas so much, and you better bet that I loved Court of Silver Flames, but she needed some editing.
I don't think you've ever reviewed one of her books.
I thought I reviewed Silver Flames and all the bat sex that there was in that one.
No.
Did I not review
No, I would
it?
have remembered
I thought
that.
I did.
I definitely would have
There's so
remembered
much dirty
bat
bat
sex.
boy sex.
Bat Boy, like the one
Yes,
from the
they're all Bat
World
Boys.
News? The one from World
No,
News?
not that bat boy.
Oh, I thought it was.
They're sexy bat boys.
And that Bat Boy's not sexy? Why? Because he looks like he has alopecia? Is that why?
I die. No. Did I really not review that book? I could have
I don't
sworn
think so.
I did. I could have sworn
It might have been a currently enjoying or disappointed us or something.
Maybe. But yeah, she definitely like doesn't seem to have a dedicated editor anymore because her books are just so good. They're just letting her go crazy. And I think that's what they let him do here. We needed some rains. We needed rains real bad. Real bad.
What else can you tell me about the little bit that you read of Empire?
The little bit that I read like 500, 600 fucking pages. If it wasn't hiding somewhere in my car right now, I'd go grab it to show you just how much of it I did read. But I discovered that it is hiding in like the back hatch of my car. I forgot that I even put it there because I was so resigned to not finish it.
Next week, we have to do the Chosen by Patreon episode, right?
Yeah, I haven't started it yet.
The Backlog of Doom. And I told you have to start reading your book. And you said, yeah, that's probably going to be less than what I have left to read on Empire of Vampire.
It is shorter than what I have left. It really is. Because like I said, I have like 400 pages left. And that book can't be more than 400.
Than 100.
It's not a large book by any means. And if it's anywhere as interesting as Recursion, I think I'll gobble it up like gobbledygook.
Like gobbledygook. Like gabagool.
But honestly, I mean, I've been reading some really good books lately, and they just all really distracted me from coming anywhere near wanting to finish this book. And I feel bad. Like, I heard that there was a lot of dirty sex in it. Pretty sure I've only read one sex scene so far, and it's with a dead woman. So, well, no, there were 2 sex scenes. I forgot about this. I mentioned this when I first started talking about it because this was kind of exciting, but also very disturbing. Before he finds out that he's a Silversaint. So basically, do you know what a Silversaint is?
You told me, isn't he like a Knights Templar that kills vampires or something?
What's a Knights Templar?
They're bad guys in Assassin's Creed.
Oh, he's half vampire. His father was a vampire.
So he's Blade. He's literally Blade.
He's Blade.
He's literally Blade. Oh
yeah,
my god.
the movie that we thought Morbius was.
There is going to be a new Blade movie. But...
Is it going to involve Morbius?
You know,
the Morbius and Blade, like...
I don't know. I might be just pulling this out of my ass from what little I remember from the Spider-Man, but I think they met in one Spider-Man
Because Blade
episode.
is a vampire hunter, right?
Yeah. But Morbius isn't really a vampire.
How does he become?
He's a guy with vampire.
Honestly, when we saw the beginning of that trailer,
him.
I thought it was fucking Batman.
Oh, the Batman trailer looks crazy
The Batman trailer does look good, but Robert Pattinson looks more emo than he did in Twilight.
And that's fine. That's fine. As long as he doesn't take off his clothes and sparkle, I'm good.
Oh, God.
And as long as he's like, you stink.
So at the beginning of Empire the Vampire, before he finds out that he's a Silversaint and gets sent away to the Silversaint training camp, basically.
Okay.
He's doing the nasty with a girl, and she's having her time.
Oh, God.
And he goes a little crazy.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Okay, can you move
and
forward?
then we have the dead woman, and yeah, that's just not enough to pull me in. Not to say that I need romance in every book that I read, but if we're gonna make it that boring, you got to give me something to look forward to, and there wasn't anything to look forward to.
Am I understanding that you're advocating for necrophilia in your books?
I mean, if it spices things up. I am not an advocate of necrophilia or rainbow party. That's not a rainbow party, is it?
No.
Watermelon sugar. Watermelon sugar.
Come on, keep going. We're gonna get
canceled so hard.
We're not gonna get canceled. We're gonna get DMCA very hard on YouTube.
Oh God.
Keep going.
So yeah, I DNF'd it, so I can't really give it a rating. But what I did read, I'd probably give like. Oh God, it was hard because in the beginning it was like really intriguing, and then we just went downhill, 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 downhill. I'd say probably somewhere between 2.5 and 3 stars.
I would rather.
It wasn't terrible.
I would rather take the DNF because that just sounds like an incomplete. It doesn't sound as bad. That's a whole grade.
Oh God, yeah, I did get an incomplete on this assignment. I made it more than halfway though.
That's definitely enough for you to know if you're going to like it
If I only had like 200 pages left, I'd probably suck it up. But there's a whole fucking novel left. I read 2, and there's one more.
Yeah, I think you have more pages left to read than I do in Sapiens, which I haven't started yet.
Yeah, that's a long book, too.
It doesn't look that long.
Remember how heavy it is, though? No. Let me look.
It actually is kind of a hefty book.
It's 416 pages and has textbook-size font.
Okay, so it's not really that long, right?
It's a little long. It looks like it's gonna be a little tedious.
I mean, I read.
You like reading tedious things.
I like boring shit for some reason.
I want you to read The Love Hypothesis.
I think you would. I'm not gonna read that book.
I would love for you to read The Love Hypothesis.
I think that you would like Assholes if you read it, because it's a very interesting book.
Maybe.
That one, I think you would like it.
I know we have one listener who went out and bought a copy of The Love Hypothesis. So would any of you please let me know if I've influenced any of your book purchases or if you're going to read The Love Hypothesis, because it makes me feel better about myself.
Huh. Oh, yeah. Actually, I had the same thing happen with a game. With
the same person!
Same person?
Yes!
Hi, Jen.
Hi!
All right, so anything else you want to say about Empire of the Vampire before?
Maybe just like move forward with him being canceled and don't waste your time. I'm personally going to take my copy to the used bookstore and get a bunch of credit for it because it's a new special edition. And I'm probably going to come home with some Tolkien books in its place.
Or if you find season 3
of Dragon Ball
onward of Dragon Ball, just on Blu-ray, just bring it.
Okay.
That'll make me happy.
Okay.
All right, so I guess that's it for book talk. Let's go ahead and get into some games and stuff. game is The Evil Within 2, which everybody already know. I've been saying
You
that
didn't
for
say
weeks.
this week's.
Dick's Weeks.
Dick's Weeks.
The Evil Within 2 is a third-person survival horror video game developed by Tango Gameworks and published by Bethesda Softworks for PS4, Windows, and Xbox One. It was released worldwide in October 27th and is the sequel to 2014's The Evil Within. And that whole text was courtesy of Wikipedia. And this is the first paragraph from the Wikipedia plot.
You know what's always made me giggle?
What did I say? Wikipedia?
Wikipedia.
How do you say it?
Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
Kind of like somebody saying Icarus instead of Icarus.
Oh, God. What a loser.
Such a loser.
That guy was a flaming loser.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the person who called him Icarus
No,
a loser.
I'm actually talking about Icarus himself. God, what a fucking lame-o. All right, so the game takes place 3 years after the events of the first game. Sebastian Castellanos has left the Crimson City Police Department, haunted by his experiences at the Beacon Mental Hospital.
Oh, man, I remember watching you play the beginning of this one last year. That was some freaky shit.
His only child, Lily, supposedly perished in a house fire, and his wife, Myra, unwilling to accept her daughter's death, abandoned him. This, coupled with his trauma, results in Sebastian descending into alcoholism. Drowning his sorrows in a bar, Sebastian is approached by former partner and Mobius agent Julie Kidman, who reveals that Lily is still alive.
Oh, boy.
That whole paragraph is a perfect setup for this game. And to be honest, you brought up that you saw the beginning to the first game and it was super fucking freaky.
Yes. There were dead bodies everywhere.
This game failed.
No,
doing
really?
that.
Oh, no.
So,
I mean, you hear this title and you just think it's going to be like one of the most horrific things ever.
yeah, it's not.
That's sad.
The game, okay, I'm going to say this right now. The game is not bad by any means at all. I personally don't think it lives up to the first game, but I don't think it's a bad game. I feel like the first few hours of this game are not well paced compared to this intro, because everything that I just read, you experience in the first hour. Then after that, you enter the town of, I forgot the fucking name of the town.
The fucking name of the town.
Union. The town is called Union. And once you enter Union, it goes by so slowly before you actually get to see any action at all or any horror or anything related. In the first game, you start off in an emergency call. There's been a massacre at the mental institution. Go check it out. You go in there. Then out of nowhere, somebody's chasing you with a chainsaw. Action immediately.
Sounds like Halloween Horror Nights.
In this game, after you start, it just takes forever for you to actually see some action.
Sounds like Empire the Vampire.
Oh my God. And the thing is that for some reason in this game, they decided to make it semi-open world. You get a couple of places that are like open hub areas with different buildings to explore, and go here because there's a special mission, or you can find a new weapon, or go over there to continue the story, or explore everywhere so you can find shit to do all over the world. Which, fine, I get it. It's supposed to be a game. It's supposed to be entertaining. It's supposed to have content. And a lot of the content, it is just side stories and side missions apart from the main plot, which some of them are actually really cool because they do flesh out these characters that they introduced just specifically for this game, and it opens up the lore and explains more about the world of the Evil Within and this machine that Sebastian gets hooked into to go into like this shared consciousness of
like
people.
The Matrix.
Yeah, somewhat. Basically
Like the new Matrix movie.
except horror-centric. And it's horror-centric because something goes wrong really bad. Anyways, I didn't like that. I did not like that it had those open world areas, because I felt like the linearity of the first game just kept the action going. It kept the horror coming. It kept the momentum going. Every time you hit an area where it's just open world, be it that you're revisiting that place or you're going there for the first time, it just feels like it killed the momentum of keeping the story going. Because now, okay, I'm set in this place. Where do I go? This is the place where I got to go to. You start running to that place. Your scanner, because you have a scanner that shows you your map and you can communicate with people outside of the STEM world, beeps. Once you bring it up, you can see a radio signal coming from one side. You lock onto it. You can go check what's going on. It's probably going to be a dead body, monsters. It's going to be any number of things. But it just feels like the moments that are not linear, that aren't scripted, just because they're giving you this freedom, it just brings the action and the story and everything to a grinding halt so that you can explore the world, so you can see what else is going on. And personally, I feel like that kills the horror vibes of this game, which the only horror that I think that I saw in this game were just from the monsters, because there's no jump scares, there's nothing apart from the themes that it touches on. There's nothing really that just screams horror. And the combat is tense. You know, you're going to have your guns and everything. You have low ammo reserves. You have to keep crafting, finding things all over the place so you can make more bullets, make new arrows and stuff so you can fight all these monsters. But, it just didn't feel horror to me. It felt like it felt like Resident Evil 5, where it's just action, 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 action with horror themes. And the story in this game is good. It has a really well-crafted base for lore that they just build on and make it so that you understand the world more. And those first few hours, the first 2 hours, I was so fucking bored. The first reason being because they force one or two segments where you have to do stealth. Because if you get caught by the monster, you get killed immediately. I hate it when games do that. I don't do that in my games. The way that I play games is, if there's monsters, if there's stuff that's scary out there, I'm scarier. I'm going after every one of you. I'm killing all of you.
Whooping the ass.
All of you are going to die. There are some segments where that is perfect to the story because it's dealing with Sebastian's inner turmoil and everything that he's dealing with after coming out of the events of the first game, that it makes sense in those cases. But don't make it so that you go down a tunnel in this virtual world and for some reason the tunnel is filled with poison gas that explodes if you shoot a gun.
What?
And then force you to go into first-person mode when this is not a first-person game and just skulk through these tunnels, avoiding these enemies, because if they see you, they're going to kill you and you can't shoot your guns.
They're just setting you up for failure.
To me, it also felt like a necessary padding. Like, it just felt like, let's take this away from you right now because we need to make the length of the game longer. Which I took this game down in about 13 hours. It's not a long game. After the first 2 hours, something happens. I had killed all the monsters in this little uptown. I go do something in one building. I go back to another. Then the story kicks in and says, okay, so you got to go here so you can go to this place. Fine. I go to that area. As soon as I walk out of the safe house, for some reason, there's a cutscene where all of the monsters that I had just killed come back to life. I said, you know what?
Of course they did.
I am not playing this game anymore tonight. And that turned into, I am not playing this game anymore for a couple of weeks.
AKA horror month not ending when it was supposed to, but also because of both of us.
Yeah, but it just felt to me that the way it just felt like extra padding. It's like, you killed all the monsters. There's nothing left for you to do. So here's more monsters to impede your progress. And that is just not. That just feels like a slap in the face. It feels like they're not respecting my time as a gamer. But I will say that there are a lot of positives to this game. It's not all, I didn't like this because of whatever. The graphics look incredible. All of the monsters are grotesque. Every body explosion is well animated. All the gore is incredibly well done. The character models for the characters that you see and you play as and who you interact with are done well. They look really good. And everything that's supposed to be grotesque is actually grotesque. And I love the sound design. It gets creepy. It gets haunting. There's barely any music. When there is, it's just tense. Every explosion sounds crunchy. Every bullet shot feels like it has weight to it. And it's just an overall visual and audible treat. The gameplay is just the same as the other one. It's Resident Evil 4. You know, you get a couple different guns that you can upgrade. You can upgrade some of your abilities by collecting green gel. It's reserve your weapons. When are you going to use your best one? When are you going to use your crappy ones? You're getting swarmed. What are you going to do? Are you going to run and shoot? Are you going to stealth? Which you can you can upgrade your shit, your abilities. I decided for some reason to upgrade all of my stealth, and I never use stealth at all.
Oh my gosh.
And you got to go back to Sebastian's office to upgrade your weapons and yourself and whatnot. And there's a character there that comes back from the first game called Tatiana. So Tatiana is kind of a smart mouth, and because I had upgraded all of my stealth and nothing else, she would say remarks like, "Oh, it's good that you're taking into consideration hiding and staying safe, but maybe you should also put some points into your combat abilities."
Maybe you wouldn't dump everything into stealth if they wouldn't force you into stealth.
Exactly, because the thing is that every time you crouch, Sebastian is really slow. So if you fill up all of your stealth, then he's fast when he's crouching, which is good for some parts of the game. And I did like that the story itself is more focused, because the first game, you never find out that you were in a crazy person's head until you play the DLCs, which are not part of the base game. You have to buy the real ending for the game so that everything makes sense.
That's lame.
Because the way that the game is set up, the first one, is you go to the asylum and you don't leave the asylum until you're done. Even though it looks like you left the asylum and the world ended and all that shit is just part of what's going on in STEM, they never explain it at all. In this game, you know, from the beginning, you're going back into STEM. This is your mission. Everything makes sense now. I like that. I feel like that is one of the shining moments in the story where it's better than the first one. Personally, I love my horror games to be linear, just one straight path. This is your goal. Go do it. Love that. I don't like I don't like open world horror games because it feels like the urgency and the goal gets muddled and lost with, oh, you have to go there right now because they're about to kill him. You start walking, you see a house, like, oh, let me go in that house and see what's inside. Come out of the house. Oh, there's another house. Let me go see what's inside. It just loses, its urgency. It's not, I don't know. But I did love the whole interacting with all these other characters that are part of the Mobius organization. You get to get characters like Julie Kidman fleshed out. She was in the first game. She was a double agent working with the Crimson CDPD as well as with Mobius. And it's just great to see all of these characters that you barely had any interactions with in the first game get fleshed out even more. There's a couple that are missing from the game, like Joseph, but it's just great. And seeing Sebastian overcome his trauma from the first game in this world, which is basically an extension of the first game of all the horrors that he faced. Now he knows what he's dealing with, so he's overcoming all of that. It is just amazing. And there's one particular scene towards the ending of the game where, for some reason, which I'm not going to spoil, he revisits the major boss fights of the first game. So the guy with the chainsaw that was chasing him, he it's funny because he starts running and the chainsaw guy just like doesn't stop. And when he's about to get to the elevator, he looks back to see if the guy's still behind him. When he looks forward, he's in front of him. So he just stops. He's like, oh, fuck this. And he just like starts fighting. Instead of running away, he just decides, that's it. I am going to fight. He kills him in a gruesome way, which I loved. He kills...
Don't tell me.
I'm not going to tell you. Then he fights the hammer monster, which was an analogy for hiding secrets. and then he fights the final boss of the first game. And I just love it because his line is like, "I burned you once, I can burn you again," and it's great. Like, and then it's just great. It's like going into this horror world, into this nightmare hellscape, fixes him, just makes him whole again, makes him feel, makes him heal. It just heals his emotions, his inadequacies, his doubts, and everything. It's just perfect, great character progression. And I feel like the way that this game ended was great. This is exactly the perfect bow on top for the game. But then they always throw in a teaser. It's not really over. There's probably going to be another game, and it's been since 2017 since this game came out, and there hasn't been an announcement yet. I would love to see a third game, but if there's not, I'm completely fine with that because this to me was incredible. So overall, this game was not what I expected the sequel to be, but I did enjoy it after I broke through that I really don't want. Yeah, after I don't want to play this anymore, after I got over it's an open world hub, let's go explore everything thing. After I got over that, I really enjoyed the game. Honestly, like I said, the first game is better in my opinion, even if it looks and plays worse than this one. Even so, this game is a definite 8 out of 10.
Dang.
It does a lot of things right. I feel like Shinji Mikami not being in this game did hurt the scope of the game and the direction where the story should have gone. But they still pulled it off. It is still a very enjoyable experience. And the best thing is that this game is like $20 everywhere. So if you buy the first one and this one, then you have a really nice Evil Within sandwich to get you through that fix of let's get into some horror shenanigans. And definitely play this game like you are the worst thing in the room. Like all of these monsters are scary, you're worse.
I'm a badass.
Just play horror games like you're the worst thing in that room. You're not gonna regret it. It's so good. But yeah, that's it for games and stuff. So yeah, so it's the end of the episode.
Does that mean wait, what? Does that mean it's time for our favorite segment?
What's your favorite segment?
Give me the garbage.
Really? I thought it was books and stuff.
No, it's our favorite segment. Together.
Oh, together.
Yeah, we only have intro and garbage, and we like garbage more than the intro, right?
I'm not sure about that.
Oh.
All right, so this is Give Me the Garbage.
May or may not be our favorite.
This is Give Me the Garbage may or may not be our favorite.
Give me the garbage. And this week's restaurant is the biggest fly by the seat of our pants thing we have ever done, ever. Basically, we had to go grocery shopping, and we went grocery shopping way too late at night. So we were like, fuck cooking when we get home. Let's go to McDonald's. We get in the McDonald's line, and we're like, we don't really want McDonald's. Nobody ever really wants McDonald's.
Except for Luna. She always wants McDonald's.
Yeah, and then to puke it up.
Yeah.
But hubby's like, what if we go to Wendy's? I'm like, that doesn't sound all that bad today. Normally I'm very anti-Wendy's, almost as much as I am anti-Burger King. But this day, it just didn't sound all that bad. So we hopped on out of that McDonald's drive-thru line and over to Wendy's. And it was probably just as disappointing as McDonald's would have been. Oh, boy. So I love
Wendy's.
Oh, God. Really?
Honestly, I love Wendy's. I could eat Wendy's every day.
The only thing I really like from Wendy's is their chili. And their chili was even a bit disappointing on this day. It was like I don't know. It was almost too tomato-y, if that makes sense.
It doesn't, but okay.
It doesn't? Okay. So I got their chili, and they have several salads actually that all sound pretty good. Um, Whether or not they taste all that good is an entirely different question. I got their jalapeno popper salad. That's what it's called, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I asked for it with blue cheese dressing, and the guy misunderstood us, which is fine with me because I appreciated this misunderstanding. He thought I just wanted blue cheese crumbles and still gave me the regular dressing that it came with, which is avocado ranch. So, I mean, this bitch was doused in blue cheese crumbles, which is fine. I love blue cheese. I love blue cheese. And honestly, the salad's not bad, but some of the lettuce was wilted. The chicken was cooked really, really well and was really crispy. I can appreciate that, but it was cold. I thought that it was supposed to go on warm. I don't know. And there were just a little too many jalapenos on that salad. Whew. I couldn't eat it and chili because I like to put their chili hot sauce in my chili. Big mistake that day. I was overwhelmed with the heat, and that rarely happens to me. I was dying. I had to give him the rest of my chili. I was like, I can't do it. Even with the crackers to temper the heat, it wasn't doing anything.
That's that salad. It looked pretty
not
good.
Bad.
It looked pretty good.
It's really not bad, but it was not fresh.
How was the ranch sauce? I don't think did I
also
try
not
it?
bad. It was good. I think you took a bite, like a solid bite with like chicken, lettuce, jalapeno, whatever else is on it. And it's not bad. It's just not great.
Yeah. So I had the Baconator because I love the Baconator.
Yes, you do.
The Baconator is going to send me to an early grave.
Do you ever order anything else there?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah?
Whenever they have like
chicken sandwich.
The Asiago chicken sandwich is really, really good. I think that's the only time where I've actually had Asiago that I've actually liked it, and it doesn't taste like vomit.
Oh, God.
I keep forgetting that I don't like Asiago by itself.
Remember that time I got you that Asiago bagel?
Oh, God, that wasn't good. That was not good.
Cinnamon Crunch from now on.
Yeah, Cinnamon Crunch from now on.
Honey walnut spread.
Yeah. So, I've had what was it? The spicy sandwich that they had with the jalapenos in it and the spicy sauce. You had it one time, and it was pretty good.
They have a jalapeno popper sandwich, too. Is it that? They have a jalapeno popper sandwich and a jalapeno popper salad.
Might have been.
Probably. Sure. Look like chicken.
I mean, the cheddar bourbon burger that they bring every once in a while is really good, too. The Dave's is the perfect execution of what a Whopper should be. It is fresh lettuce, fresh tomato, fresh onions, fresh pickles, mayonnaise, ketchup, cheese. That's it. It is. The Dave's is perfect. It's an amazing burger. But the Baconator, the only reason why I didn't get the Dave's is because the Dave, if it sits in the paper too long, everything gets fucking soggy.
That's awful.
But the Baconator doesn't. This Baconator was fucking miserable.
You were disappointed like the minute you took it out.
Mm-hmm. Because the thing is, the Baconator is supposed to have 6 slices of bacon on it, right? This one had like 3. And they were all clumped together in one spot.
Oh, yeah. I had a bacon clump on my salad. I offered to give some of it to you. It was a literal bacon clump.
Yeah. So it also was kind of dry. They didn't put a lot of ketchup in it or mayonnaise. It was just cheese, clumpy bacon, and beef.
Cheese is all you need.
The guy also didn't ask me how many patties I wanted. I usually get 3. So they just gave me 1.
I noticed that when you ordered it.
2?
It was 2.
It's very thin. Very thin.
You just said it's going to send you to an early grave. You need to stop eating it.
It's fine. If the Baconator...
You need to stop eating it.
If the Baconator kills me, I'll be happy. Just put on my grave, killed by a Baconator, and make Wendy's feel bad about it for making such a delicious burger.
Get me some money.
Yeah, exactly.
File a lawsuit.
Yep.
Baconator killed him.
But one thing that I didn't know and that I found out a couple of days earlier because I heard it on the radio is that Wendy's has changed their fries as of a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, right. I remember that was one of the reasons we decided to Do it for garbage.
And let me just say, these fries aren't as good as the last ones from the last time they had changed their fries. They still keep the peel and they're hand cut and all that shit. They still do the sea salt on them, which is pretty good for fucking fast food fries. But these feel like McDonald's fries, but different, but still McDonald's fries. So it's like high quality McDonald's fries.
Okay.
Because they're made from real potatoes and not whatever.
So it's
mash
like
it is.
McDonald's and Chick-fil-A had a baby to make Wendy's fries.
No, because Chick-fil-A's fries can be really soggy and oily.
True, but they are made from real potatoes and they're fried in peanut oil.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking is, because I've heard that this works and it's how you can get McDonald's quality style fries at home. I'm guessing that after they do the hand cut, they soak them in salt water and then they fry them.
Oh my God. Talk about heart attack waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. I swear McDonald's doesn't salt their fries anymore.
No,
I swear they don't.
They probably don't. But yeah, the fries were actually pretty good. With ketchup, they were really good. But the Baconator was the worst Baconator I've had in my entire life.
I'm so sorry. Of
like
course, the day we choose to garbage it.
It's like they knew that we were going to garbage them. It's like, oh, let's fucking fail this episode.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder if you can see in my picture of the salad that there were some brown leaves in it. They were browning at the edges.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. They tried. They failed.
I think honestly,
Dave is rolling over in his grave.
Poor Dave. Man, Dave, you got a really good burger with the Dave special burger, but I think you should try the Asiago chicken sandwich. I think you will like it. I always tell you should try it, but you never do.
I am looking at the picture of my salad right now, and they really put a ton of blue cheese on this bitch.
That shit on blue cheese.
A ton.
All right. So what are we gonna rate this visit to Wendy's?
It was pretty meh. Yeah. I'm not itching to go back to Wendy's by any means.
Usually Wendy's for me is either okay and in a really good day it's garbage, but God, they fucked up this time. It was bad.
Do you remember that one night years ago when you were like convinced that you were going to convince me to love Wendy's, and you took me to fucking Wendy's at like 10 o'clock at night and we both died of heartburn and acid, and your mother was here and judged us so hard for eating Wendy's so late at night? You were still living at the other apartment with Crystal.
I think
and
so.
they were in town for Alex's wedding.
Oh.
Yes. We got judged so hard. And I wanted to be like, but he drug me through the drive-thru and forced me to eat it. It wasn't my choice.
Okay. So the thing with that is that every time I tell you you're going to like this, you don't, because it's either a bad day or because we didn't get it the right way for you to like it.
Yeah.
I'm still 100% convinced that if you had the chicken sandwich from Burger King and the one from Wendy's, you're going to love
I've had the Asiago, whatever fuck it is, and it's not that great. It's not worth going back for. It's not worth it.
Break my
I'll
heart.
waste my calories on Taco Bell that always gets my order wrong and makes me want to cry.
The same Taco Bell that didn't put cheese in your quesadilla?
They didn't put any cheese or sauce in my quesadilla. It was just a tortilla. A toasted tortilla. Oh, Taco Bell, you hate me.
So Taco Bell gets a
I
garbage.
love you. I am the needy girlfriend that they're trying to break up with.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
They're going to send you to an early grave, too.
Yeah, we got to stop. We got to stop.
It's okay. I want to die. You don't. But
I really don't want to die.
all right.
No.
So, meh for Wendy's.
Yeah.
All right. Let's just go ahead and get into some housekeeping. So first off, Patreon, $2 a month, extra episodes, all that jazz. We got to figure something out for Patreon because we haven't done anything in a while for Patreon.
We got to get back on the Marvel train, and we got to watch fucking Dune.
Yeah, we do. We should also just do like some short episodes for Patreon. Just, you remember like the bookish memories or the gaming memories.
Halloween.
or Halloween memories or whatever. We should
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong?
Yeah, Donkey Kong looks like he's getting done right there on the desk.
He's
getting it in the butt.
Just leave Donkey alone. I have a Donkey Kong little action figure, and
He was getting it in the butt.
He was laying on his back. He was sleeping.
He was getting it in the butt.
Just leave him alone. So yeah, we'll figure something out for Patreon. We're probably gonna do. Let's try to do something this week. Let's get something out this week on Patreon.
You know we're going away this week, right?
We have 3 days before we leave.
Oh my God.
We'll figure something out.
3 hectic days.
Yeah. So remember to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at anovelconsole, on Facebook at facebook.com/anovelconsole. Don't forget that you can tell your friends that they can find the podcast on most major podcast streaming platforms, and that they can also listen on YouTube by searching for A Novel Console. Don't forget to tell them to subscribe, like, and comment, which we would like if they did. You should also leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts so that more people can find us. You can also email us at anovelconsole@gmail.com, and we will read your email on the show. And our art was done by Metamorphic on Instagram. You can find her link in the show notes. Before we end the show, I just remembered that I completely forgot a couple of things in last week's episode.
What?
So, I talked Eastward.
Yes.
There is a whole RPG inside that game, like a Dragon Quest game. An entire Dragon Quest game.
Within the game.
Within the game that you can play all the way through. I completely forgot about it because I really didn't put any time into it, but another reason why Eastward is such an amazing game. And is there anything else you want to bring up before we end the show?
It's Thanksgiving week. If you celebrate, enjoy yourselves, but also please drive safely because tons of accidents at this time of year.
Yeah. If you drink, don't drive.
Please.
How is it that Tipsy Bartender says?
Drink responsibly. No, what does he say? And
there
you have it.
Stay tipsy, my friends. No, wait. And remember, always drink responsibly and don't drink and drive. Something like that.
Oh my gosh, there's nothing special to that at all. Just his accent. That's the only way.
I love him so much. He makes such stupid drinks.
And you have it.
He's so charismatic. He reminds me of my friend Pedro.
Oh my goodness.
He's so wonderful. All right. So you want to say goodbye to everyone?
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.